Okay, so, what am I doing? What am I doing? Do 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 do. What am I doing? Do 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 do. Spitting. Apologies. Apologies. I put the quote on that. What do they call that? What do they call the thing that they wrap around the cork on a wine bottle? Oh, plastics from lead until banned in the 1990s due to toxicity. Right. Although, hmm. Go here. The word capsule very much. So I don't know if people understand. I'm writing a game where one of the characters, and it's different from the other 9 balls from the color of that covering. I guess 12 would probably work. Line type, I see. Character. Wait, they use wax as a covering or line will work. I would think that wax would be something that um, back in say medieval times or any time really in older times would actually use a wax seal. Yes, wax was the original dominant covering for wine corks for centuries before foil became standard. Okay. Okay. Placed specifically after the invention of the metallic capsule in 1833 by lead foil, which is faster to apply, less brittle, and easier to remove. Lead was later banned in the 1990s due to toxicity. Okay, so basically it's going to mark a lever that opens a secret door that's obscured by a fixed wine rack a wine rack affixed to the front of the door. I was going to have it's covering the red and maybe the rest of the lines in the rack were actually black or something. Visually striking clue for your game, since red foil is extremely common for red wines. Using a red bottle hidden among black, or perhaps the dark green blue foils stand out immediately to a player who's paying attention, yet look natural enough not to seem suspicious at first glance. Special edition, bold wines. If your wine rack is filled with these uniform dark bottles, a standard red foil would look like an odd one out or a mistake, drawing the eye without screaming secret lover. get the secret bottle have a dull matte black foil while the rest are shiny gold or silver. Applying the plain bottles acts as a special key. That might be a good idea. Um, yeah, or I could do black and blue, where the blue one is the lever, but it almost doesn't look much difference because it's dark blue. So you can clearly see they're different, but on first glance, it it would blend in with the rest. That might work. That's a brilliant design choice. It will probably be wax. Because this is set in a magic kingdom, so the evil vibe, although the time period is actually the early 1990s. The kingdom is a tourist resort, so in our realm, it's like 1991. Makes it more intriguing than a bright red bottle would suggest the bottle belongs there but slightly off. Classic cue for mechanism or fake. And right now, I'm just gonna be writing it in text here. So yeah, most of the bottles had black box coverings over the top of each bottle, but then after a few seconds, you noticed one of them was a dark navy blue, almost black if you weren't really paying attention, but not exactly hidden. Not exactly hidden. In other words, you don't pay attention to it, it looks like everything else, but when you looked at it, you kind of go, oh, that's different. He lifted. He tried. He tried lifting the bottle with navy blue top. And it what arced upward? I don't know. Which rotated to a 45-degree angle. When it was up as far as it could go, a click was heard and he was able to push the door open. They went through and halfway pulled it behind him. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do something here first. I'm gonna go into because I'm gonna shift some of this text because it's too much text for the one page. I mean, even this is a little bit much, but now actually this is about right. Maybe maybe a little bit over. Um, might have to shrink it further or change it around further. We'll see. Maybe the next page will be too long. I don't know. But so basically, what I'm doing is I am I'm going to shift half of this text into the next page here. So let's actually do that. Let's I guess I'm going to open all of these because all of these are actually going. Here, let's do something here. Let's actually pull this up. We'll pull this one up too a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to pull these two up closer. Let's do that. Actually, let's just put this in at the same level here. Same with these. Pull these up here. We'll actually put this in closer a little bit. And we'll kind of put these in closer a little bit, not a lot. Actually, let's straighten this up. This is just mostly for visuals for myself, so that things don't get like more confused than they already are. Okay. All right, now I could take these and actually bring them down a little bit. Actually, I could put all of these like right in line with each other, honestly. And just gonna actually go down here like that. That way. Okay. And we'll just, I mean, there we go. Not that. Okay, Zanzibar's last show is down there. All right. Yeah. Honestly, after working with it a while, I'm not really that happy with Zanzibar, honestly. But it's part of the story now, so I'm gonna leave it. You know, it was a funny blurb. Some of these characters are they're just like little funny ideas. Like for instance, Kurt the Cowardly Werewolf. You know, that was just a thing that I thought would be funny. I thought it'd be funny is instead of turning into a wolf and being like all mean and animalistic and basically wanting to hurt people or hunt things down for food or whatever, he'd be completely opposite. He'd be funny. He'd be a coward basically. So whenever the full moon came out, he turned into a werewolf, but he'd be a complete coward versus his normal um, human demeanor. And then I kind of changed the werewolves to being like cursed. In other words, they're always werewolves. And then I figured that there were too many good guys and not enough bad guys, and so to balance it out, I swapped them. Anyways, let's do it. Save room data. Okay, so this is what we're going to do here. That's the wizard unlock, right? Okay, wizard unlock. All right, so let's I kind of know I did this though. I put this actually up here, right? And these down below because this is only one see, and then this is supposed to be. Oop, see this. This is supposed to be in line with these three here. Or yeah. Hold on. Let me fix this here. So these are supposed to technically be in the same line here. Let's move this over. Actually, here. Widen this out so that it's a little bit more congruent with the other side. Okay. Anyways, it's not really that much more congruent, but that's okay. It doesn't have to actually it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be visually that I can um you know, it's just gotta help me be able to see it visually. Okay. Anyways, okay. So let's go to Wizard Unlock first. And I'm going to do this. And actually, the chase, I'm going to actually put this text into the chase. So let's go to this one, the chase. And we're actually going to put this here. It's a change of location in a sense, but in a sense not. After freeing there, they go back upstairs. They don't actually go back upstairs here, though. The thing here is, in fact, let me go to my the actual text here. Let's go to the chase here. And let's go ahead and stick this in here after freeing her, right? Okay. So let's go to all the ones after freeing her. So, and we're just gonna remove that text here after freeing her. The after freeing her text, we're gonna remove that. Okay, because now we have some extra stuff that goes in here. So after freeing her, she's still gonna go with them, and I still have that in there. In fact, what's funny is the way this is set up now. Freeing her wasn't a thing here. Okay, and actually, I gotta modify 5 because she's gonna she's going to they're gonna have a little exchange, so I have to fix that too. So, okay, and we'll do the same thing here. After bring here, okay. That okay. All right, so after freeing her, okay, and that's gone from here, right? Right. Okay, so we're gonna save that. We're gonna save room data. Uh-oh. What did that? Why did that do that? That's really weird. Very weird. You know, there was a deal about like removing rooms, and so it would have a problem. Why? What caused that to? Okay, is it gone? No, after freeing her, it's not gone from here. So let's just do that. I'm gonna save it after each time. Uh, say room data, edit after freeing her. Okay, Control S, say room data. Um, Now we're just going to do the same things here. We're going to delete them. That after freeing her thing, we're just going to delete those. Okay. Control S. Say room data. Just make sure that just in case this happens again. Okay. Save it. Save room data. Save room data is actually saving the positions here and the actual like changes that I just made to the pages. Control S is actually just saving the state. So partly just because I want this to remain here, the camera to remain in this location. Okay. Save room data. Okay. S. Save room data. Okay. Now that that's there, let's go back to the actual room files. That's the chase, right? Okay, that's part of the chase. Okay, now we're gonna go back. The wizard unlock. Uh, hit 1, 2, continue. Hit 0 to quit. Okay, then delete that after bringing her. Control S. Delete after bringer. Tab. Bringer. S. Tab. Bringer. As long as it's the chase. Because the chase has got, well, the chase will have it at the beginning though, so that's not going to be a problem. Freeing her. Okay. And then we got the chase. And then we're back at the beginning. Into the wine cellar. Free at last. The taster toolkit. The wizard unlock. Falling apart. Okay. Tries to do a disintegrate spell and grabs 3 hats from his back. Now, I'm not going to worry about putting in this original part for the original part. What I am going to do is let's go to the wizard unlock again, and let's go ahead and finally popped open. Okay, So this text here, Control C. Control C. Okay. Now that way, examines the shackles. At this rest, decides to disintegrate. Grabs 3 hats. Conservative, more dramatic. Screw and pick. Oh, okay. So these are the 3 under. I see. I see. Taster toolkit. Taster toolkit and falling apart have optional deals. Okay. Then wizard unlock is just directly, and then the screw and pick and these next 3 ones are actual. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Okay, Control C. Taking the cork tree, insert it into the keyhole and rotate until it catches. He jams the ice pick into the lock, and a few moments later, the shackle explodes. He falls off her wrist in pieces. Then he gets to work on the other shackle. Okay. Okay. That. Knife and screw. There we go. It's actually funny because these could all be like single page as well, because they all describe the same deal. In other words, I could have had another page in there about like what happens like after it pops off, right? You know, let me think for a second. I might still have to reconfigure this though. Okay, so let's go. Let's go to the next one. We're gonna careful disintegration. Removes the other shackle. So there's this, and there's only 2 of these. So the dramatic disintegration, and then we go to the chase. Okay, let's think about this for a moment. I kind of see though if I might do it anyways. I might add an extra page in there. Let's let me look at the structure over here. Okay, I'm gonna go full screen on this, and we're gonna zoom this in a little bit. Okay, so basically the freeing her and everything goes down here, right? Now, I wanted to reduce the number of pages for one thing, but uh, I don't know, it just makes more sense because there's more going on here. There's no extra choices in here, although later there could be maybe. Uh, yeah, so it's like that could be a single page for each of that. Um, let's check out the wizard unlock here because that's Actually, let's go to the actual text here, not that, because let's go to the wizard unlock again. That was just a single page. Okay. Looked at Princess Shackles for a moment. Halfway Mags is quite annoying. Clicking sound. A few more times it finally popped open. Right. And this page wouldn't be very big. The next page wouldn't be very big either. Actually, it wouldn't be that big of a stretch to. Yeah, it wouldn't be that big of a stretch. Let's see some here. For a second. Just 2 feet. This is when they leave. They get up and they leave, right? Then the second half is. Okay, let's go to the chase for a second. This isn't just check my deals here. Nobody here. Twitch 1. What is that? What's the notification there? Achievement complete. The Empire Business 1. Whatever that means. Stream, kick. Let's reload this. Okay. Alright. When I get these done. The chase. If I write the whole chase first. So, okay, let's go back to unlock. Okay, so these would all be on the pages where they exit, but they haven't actually gotten to the part of the other yet. Okay. Let's check. Okay. Do not spot the understair branch on the way. Fierce approach. Gap cover ring. They leave the stair. Okay, let's work on that. before they continued on, John was glancing around the landing. Landing? Okay, landing. And noticed the shadows, the light was different, and he could clearly see he could clearly see gaps where bricks just didn't meet. On the vertical axes, I don't know. Just didn't meet. But he could clearly see gaps where bricks just didn't meet each other. I thought it was shoddy design. Halfway, look at this hallway. These bricks look like they finished in a hurry and left several gaps between them at places. Halfway, had a puzzled look on his face. Gaps? Craftsmanship Dwarven craftsmanship doesn't afford gaps. Dwarven craftsmanship doesn't afford gaps. No, it must be intentional. I don't suppose anyone mentioned what urban work is like. John shook his head. No. They are expert craftsmen. And they carve out rock. Nobody's business. They carve out rock like nobody's business and make it look like it was built that way. And this is going to take a long time too, probably. And actually, if I put in an additional page in between there, I can actually divide up the text a little bit more. part of this text could actually go into the chase or vice versa, depending on how um, like so if I put that other part, the part where they actually get to the secret door to leave, I could put some of that into this. I put that whole N into that page, and then I could put a little bit of a part of this. Hmm. Okay. How much time do I have left? Try to put a finger or two on one of the gaps. John gave him, shook his head again. Come on, boy. Nothing's going to bite. John gingerly put a finger in one of the gaps near his eye, near his eye line. And found out it started to come away from the wall. It was a whole false panel door that swung open to reveal an iron ring attached to an arm. Not really thinking, he grabbed the ring and pulled out, and a secret door slid open to the left and went inside a cavity, a slot in the wall. Cold air wafted through. Very interesting indeed. You aren't halfway. If I am correct, halfway, the opening was closer to halfway, and he went in, and soon John and the princess had to jog to keep up. Yes. Looks like he went through another door, and this was a room that housed meats, some dairy, and various a few cases of wine. Passage to the ladder. So this is what happened to those missing wine barrels. Missing wine barrels. Halfway turned to them and pointed. Back in the early days, we had a problem with I'm mysteriously vanishing, and it looks like it was part of a smuggling operation. He looked around again. It would have to be. He would have had to put anything they steal in here, and then when deliveries were made and empties removed, they could just remove whatever they stole and then sell it on the black market. John rolled his eyes, but smiled. Rolled his eyes and smirked. Oh yes, my boy. We had a thriving market. See, just because we whenever there's any way to make money, you can bet the criminals are there as well. Back in my day, whenever there's any money to be made, any money to be made, bet the criminals are there as well. See, this is actually taking a long time. We haven't actually gotten to the chase part yet. See, so if I have an extra, I'm gonna add the chase and stuff in here. I'm gonna do the full thing, and then I'm gonna decide whether or not I want to slip in that extra page. If I slip in the extra page, part of it is gonna have to go in the chase. Part of it is gonna have to go back into that extra page, and part of the other pages where they actually leave. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, part of it will have to go up there, and then part of it will have to be down here in the chase. And it looks like my time is about up. So, yeah, there's that. Okay. halfway pointed to the storm doors of the ramp. This should be the way out. Should be the way out. It probably will be unlocked. Because they're what did it say? Handed. Because they have daily deliveries and they seem to be understaffed. Okay. They halfway and John started for the ramp. Wait, I promised the cook we'd take her with us. He doesn't like Max or his men any more than we do. I have to see that there's a little bit of a hole in there because I'm thinking by this time they all know about Max. They don't know about the Omni Gate because she has that information, but they know that they're there. They closed down the schools and they know how bad he is. So halfway nodded, and she started toward the staircase that went up to the pantry on the kitchen level above. Just then, a small figure of a woman wearing, I don't know, gingham, I don't know. The gingham? I don't know if that's the right spelling, but wearing gingham and 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 a light blue apron with flour all over. With flour all over, climbed down the small, steep staircase. Um, when the woman saw all three, she glanced up the stairs, took off her apron. She walked over the storm doors and pushed them open. They all filed up the ramp to the surface. Okay. And then, see how long this is already? I mean, craftsmanship, dwarven eyeline. I guess eyeline, we'll just do that. Got it sorted. Okay. Not seeing anyone. I started toward the wagon that was waiting inside the big double doors. Just then, a knight in clad in all black armor atop a large black charger came galloping up. Double doors opened, and a guard stumbled out as if he were half drunk. She's escaped. She's escaped, yelled a guard. The Black Knight turned his head toward all four the people. Halfway turned to the cook. You have some place to go, my dear? We have some to attend to. That may take us opposite to where you want to go. It's already one. It's already three. Doggone it. Okay. Here, let me finish this off though. Wait. Turn to the. Halfway turn to the cook. You. Question mark. Capital W. Have to go find Gran. I think I called her Gran, but I have to go find Gran. What? That again? Doggone it. She was the reason which did it. Do you know where the Belfry Motel is? Belfry. Motel is. She probably does. She's lived here, so she nodded. She nodded. Good. When you find your friend, you meet us there. I know the proprietor. Proprietor. There we go. Just tell him halfway sent you and he'll okay. Thank you. She looked at all three of them. Thank you all. I'll meet you later. They nodded and then started running for the wagon. For the cart. The Black Knight had not even stopped when he goaded his steed. Galloped toward them. They jumped in the cart and took off. The Black Knight started chasing them. Hit 1 to continue. Hit 0 to quit. Now, let's do something here. This is a very long. Should be at least 2, if not like 1.5. So it feels like it would fit on a page. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that later, but I can't do it now because my time is up today. So who knows? Maybe tonight I'll get a session in. Maybe not. Maybe I'll have to pick this up tomorrow. We'll see. So yeah. Thank everybody for watching. Thank you all for watching and or listening. And I will see you next session. Hopefully tomorrow. Maybe even sooner, depending. Thank you for what? Oh, wait. Let's do my recording real quick before I get done. Okay. So today is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026, and today I did get some stuff done, but I had to fix a few things. For one thing is I changed it from them going back up to the kitchen through the spiral staircase, the center staircase. They decided to go back through the secret passage because it'd be much less conspicuous and whatever. And they went back in the secret passage, and they noticed that there was some irregularities, some gaps in the brickwork in the wall, and halfway recognized right away that this is dwarven work. So this wasn't by accident; it had to be intentional because they're so good at what they do that they wouldn't leave gaps unless it was on purpose. And so he tells John to try to put his fingers in the gap. It won't hurt him. He does, and a panel flips open, and then there is this ring this big iron ring attached to an arm, and he pulls it, and the door slides open, and then they start running into the tunnel, and halfway remarks, this must have been how they smuggled out wine, because at some point they had a trouble with losing some of their most expensive wines, and it's because of this. And they're about to go out the storm doors, from the cold, it's basically cold storage. It's the larder, right? It's underneath the pantry, but it's underground and it's cold, and where they keep dairy and meat, and then the wines and stuff, that they're moving in and out and stuff. And the princess says she had um, said that she had promised to take the cook with them, and she starts to go upstairs, up the little stairs that goes up to the pantry above. When the trapdoor opens, I didn't put trapdoor opens, but maybe I'll do that if I remember later. The trapdoor opens. A woman comes down. She has an apron on. This is obviously the cook. She's got flour all over her face, a little bit disheveled, and um, uh, she looks at all three of them and realizes who they are, and then looks up the stairs, as if seeing if anybody's following her, and she takes off her apron, and then she walks right over to the storm doors and heaves them open. Um, and then they all run out, and then what happens is basically the same thing that happens, um, um, in the old version. Except this time they talk to the cook, and she says she has to go find her grandma, and and then they halfway tells her to meet him at the Bats in the Belfry Motel, and then the three start run towards the cart, and the Black Knight rides up, and then a guard stumbles out like he's half drunk, and he's like, "She's escaped," and so then, without missing a beat, the Black Knight starts chasing the cart with the three with our three people there, halfway John and Princess Karen, and that's how they start the chase. And so I had this deal about created this deal about uh, there was a wine smuggling ring, so there's this tunnel from the tasting alcove passage secret door through underneath the staircase that went from the kitchen down and through to the larder, to the cold storage, basically. And this is how they essentially got wines out and smuggle them out. So somebody would come by with deliveries, that they take empties, but some of them were empty, some of them were like wine bottles, and they took them. And so at some point it had stopped, because evidently they were getting too conscious and didn't want to get caught, and so it just ended up stopping. And so that whole thing hadn't been used for a while, but this is how they escaped, instead of just going up to the main thing at the top. And so that's what I did. I moved that part of the escape into the chase. I realized I probably need another. I realized I probably need another page, because this is like way too long here, for this escape. So I'm gonna need another page before that. And then we moved some of the. We actually moved the. I moved some of the stuff, that the part about the part about them escaping, right? So I moved all that from the actual pages where they getting her out of her shackles, and then I moved it to the chase, and now I'll have to move it back to another page, and that will be next time. So yeah, that's kind of what I got done. So I didn't get any like meaningful page done. Okay, let's see something here. Did I? Let's see something here. Get last. Uh, the tasty toolkit. No, the unlock. Okay, so I did finish the wizard unlock page. Okay, so you could say let's okay. So let's go. Yeah, let me mark this down. Okay, so the wizard unlock's technically already done still. So technically didn't get anything done exactly. We'll say I got the chase done though, so we'll say that. So I got 181 done. We'll say so I got 181 pages done today. Um, so yeah. Anyways, that's what I got done, and we'll conclude this later. Maybe we'll finish the chapter here the rest of this week. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.